Hey, what's up, guys? BSG Trek Fan 88 here. Yes, I've gone back to using my channel name. I guess it's the best thing to do to try and move on and all that jazz. But I have just gotten done. That doesn't sound right. I've just finished watching the PlayStation 4 or Sony live presentation at E3. It was streamed worldwide. Everybody could watch it. Now, given recent events, I wasn't really keeping up to date until about a week ago. Now, I didn't watch the event, but following people like Angry Joe, Penny Arcade, and numerous other people and groups. Um, let's start this way. When I was a kid, I had a Nintendo, I had an NES. I never had an N64, but I had a Dreamcast briefly, and I also had a Sega Genesis. My first really big jump into gaming was getting the original PlayStation, and that was huge for me. I loved the PlayStation, and then I got a PlayStation 2. And I've been trying to think about it all night while watching the press conference. I eventually bought and got an Xbox. Can't call it the Xbox One now, but the original Xbox, and I forget how I paid for it. I know that I had money. I think it was because of my birthday and I returned a whole bunch of items that like clothing and whatnot, and I saved up enough, and my mother put like $50 toward it, and I got the original Xbox, which led to me gaming on Xbox Live, which I met a whole bunch of people, including my best friend. So I have a lot of history with the original Xbox. It introduced me to Halo, um, numerous other games. So for the longest time, I was an Xbox fan. I had a PS2, I had an Xbox, and at that time they were both, competitive. And then the Xbox 360 came out, and to this day, I like the Xbox 360. I don't like some of the design changes they've gone through, but whatever. Xbox Live, it's $50 a year. The service is great. The games that came out, being a huge Halo fan, it's probably, if I really had to pick, it is my favorite game series overall. My favorite game is the original Medal of Honor for the PlayStation 1, still, and will always forever be that, because it was the first game that I really paid attention to and really wanted to beat and loved the story, the character, the music in that game. The soundtrack is well known in the video game universe as being one of the greatest and best soundtracks to a video game. Anyway, so when I found out that the Xbox One, which again, I know that it's supposed to be, um, one device for everything. Think of a better fucking name, number one, but okay, here we go. You have to connect the console to the internet every 24 hours in order to not just update your console, even though there's never an update every fucking day, not even every week, not even every month. But if you don't have an internet connection, you cannot play your games after 24 hours. So if someone like me, who is in a hotel room because my house burnt down, right? The internet here works. It's great for browsing like Facebook and Google. YouTube is kind of sluggish, and this streaming event, I had a couple issues, but I got to watch it after all. But I've actually tried hooking up a friend's Xbox. It won't work because you literally have to use a browser and enter your room number and last name to access the internet. It'll say connected on the laptop, but you won't access it unless you enter the correct information. You can't do that on an Xbox or a PlayStation 3, by the way. So, in essence, for my console that I used to have, it's now gone. I cannot use it in this hotel room. So you're telling me that, let's pretend it's been a year from now and the Xbox One is out, right? If I was in this same situation, I would not be able to not just play online, but I wouldn't be able to play my games at all. Sure, after 24 hours, but after that first 24, what am I going to do? Unplug my Xbox and plug it back in? I shouldn't have to do that. Number two, you can't share games. Now, personally, the only game that I can honestly remember sharing that's on a current or somewhat current console was Halo 2 for the PlayStation. Wow, Halo 2 for the original Xbox. Other games when you're a kid, you share games all the fucking time. It's simple. If I buy a game and spend my hard-earned money on it, it's that simple. I should be able to fucking do whatever I want with it. Hey, you know what, John? You want to borrow this game for a few days? Go ahead. Here you go. I'm not playing. I'm working. Go ahead. Don't keep it. I'm not going to let you keep it. I paid for it. It's my game, but go ahead and play it. And you know what? That would probably lead to a sale, right? Because he plays this game or she plays this game. Whoever I let borrow it for a couple of days or a week. You know what? I want this game. Cool. Awesome. Nope, not with the Xbox One. You can share it to one fucking person, which, okay, most likely you'd only share a game to one person, but why the restriction? We all know why the restriction. It's to make money, but the whole point of console gaming, and this is what I'll defend consoles for. A lot of people are saying consoles are the bane of gaming. They shouldn't exist. It should all be PC. You know what? Not everybody has a PC that can play games good. Everybody's computer can play a game, whether or not it's good or not. That's if you go to Best Buy or online to Newegg and buy your basic $400 or less computer or laptop, which a lot of people own for school, for general purpose. There's a lot of older people who may play games but just have a basic computer. They can't afford it or don't want to build a PC. You can't really, you can, but the gaming experience isn't that great. Okay, the point of a console is to be able to simply go to a store, buy this console, buy this game, you put the game in, you play. And that's what's always been great about consoles is that there's this giant gaming community, not just on PC, but in the homes of Americans, British, French, Australian, Canadian, etc., that can simply go out and buy an Xbox 360 or buy a PlayStation 3, come home and play a game without having to worry about compatibility, without having to worry about is my graphics card up to date? Is my graphics card good enough? Can my computer's processor? All that bullshit, which I like. I build PCs, and a lot of you that I know that follow me do, but not everybody does. So those of you that are saying, "Oh well, consoles shouldn't exist," shut up, okay? There's a reason and a place and a market for consoles. Um, so okay, you can't share games. That really sucks. Oh, wait a second. There's one more thing. Yeah, you can't really sell your game. Well, wait a second. I already paid for this game. It's mine. I paid for it. It's like a car or a home once the mortgage is paid off. I can do whatever I want with this. The right of the consumer. No, no. You see, you're actually not even really buying this game. You're renting it from us. Okay, you buy this game disc, this which by the way, over the years, and this is across the board, where it used to be you buy a video game and inside the gaming box you get, there's the disc and then of course there's the booklet. And Halo 2 was great for this. They had two, three booklets, one from the human perspective, one from the Covenant. It was fun, not everybody read them, but some people like me do. Well, nowadays, including the 360 or the PS3, you buy a game, there's nothing inside but the disc. Come on. But okay, so you're saying that I can't sell my game to my friend down the street? No, no. You see, once you buy that game, it's hard coded basically to your gamer tag or your profile, so only you can use it. And then, of course, you can let someone else borrow it. Oh, by the way, if you go on vacation and you happen to be vacationing next to a friend that you know, and you go to his house and try and access your account, yeah, you can only do that for 1 hour. You know what? I'm not even really going to get into the details here. That's not my job. I'm not a gaming hardcore guy, okay? I'm a casual gamer who owns a 360, who goes online, used to go online twice, three times a week to play with friends. I don't play every day. I don't care about getting every achievement in the game. I don't care about having a gamer library that's huge. I expect that when I buy a game, it's simple. I go to the store, I buy the game, I put the disc in, I can play the game, I can beat the game, I can play online. That's it. I shouldn't have to worry about, oh, is your internet connection working? Oh, you have to install the game to your hard drive rather than having it run off the game. And don't give me that, oh, well, the game has so much data it has to install. No, it doesn't. If it fits on the disk enough to be put on a hard drive, it can play off the fucking disk. And the fact that they're coming out with the only ability to play the game is you have to download it to the hard drive, to my knowledge, why? It's a disc. Why not? Why not play from the disc? You know how quickly that 500 gigabytes to most people sounds like, oh my god, I'm never gonna fill that. You're talking to the guy that had 7 terabytes of music, video, photos, and games on my desktop that burnt up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that after you buy a couple of games and downloadable content and movies and maybe music, that hard drive is going to fill up like that. What do they want you to do? They want you to use the cloud service, which I still don't have 100% faith in, but that's, whatever, fine. So basically, the Xbox One, the first word that comes to mind, not fun, not gaming, not enjoying yourself. It's restrictions. It's staying within the box that Microsoft has made. And that's a big no-no as far as I'm concerned. Um, Also, the fact that they're really marketing this console, this gaming console, which isn't even a gaming console. It's a media device, right? It connects to the internet, it's cable, it's movies, it's TV, it's music. You know what? That's fine. If Microsoft came out with a product that it basically is the Xbox One, but not marketed towards gamers, I would be behind it. You know what? Cool. Let's have a device that you can use as a cable box and an internet source and a music source, and it also happens to play games. But they should have come out with another console that was literally just internet access and gaming. No cable box, none of this other BS. But unfortunately, Microsoft isn't doing that. Now, as I said in the beginning of this long-winded video, I just watched the Sony press conference, and guess what? They made a gaming console. Yes, it has Netflix. Yes, it has um, Flickster. Yes, it has online capabilities to access all these you could call applications. But guess what? It's a gaming console. Excuse me. It's a gaming console. And you know what? You can trade a game by going like this. Ready? Yo, Joe. Pretend this is a game. Yo, Joe, you want to borrow my game? Yeah, I want to borrow your game. I want to see what it's like. Okay, here you go. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to go home and play this right now. Guess what? You can do that. There's no online connectivity needed. So guess what? If you buy a PlayStation 4 outright, this probably isn't exactly true, but you get where I'm going here. You buy a PlayStation 4, you take it home, you take it out of the box, you hook up the one HDMI cable to your television set. Guess what? You're playing said game. No online connection, no forcing anything on you, no restrictions, nothing. Just like the NES, just like the Super Nintendo, just like the PlayStation 1, just like the original Xbox. You can trade games. Backwards compatible. Oh, I didn't mention this before. The Xbox One, it will not play original Xbox games, which I can honestly say, okay, whatever. You can probably download them just like the Xbox 360. Oh, well, we also, yeah, you're not going to be able to play Xbox 360 games. What? Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, the original 360 didn't play certain games until updates came about, which was okay, but they pretty much stated outright that you will not be able to play Xbox 360 games at all. Period. Why? Some people have said, "Oh, well, it's a new system and it uses Blu-ray discs technology, so the original DVD format, DVD-ROM." Well, yeah, bullshit. Why? Because DVD players can play DVDs. The backwards compatibility on the most basic level is already there. So bullshit. So anyway, um, this video is longer than I wanted it to be. Just watch the conference, and as far as I'm concerned, I have a lot of insurance money coming my way in a few months, and I have to. I'm gonna replace my 360. I have to. But when it comes to the next console I'm buying, it's not an Xbox One. I can tell you right now. Again, the first word that comes to mind with the Xbox One, restrictions. The first word that comes to my mind with the PlayStation 4, gaming or fun. I cannot believe that in 2013, the second really high, I mean, the Xbox and the PS1, PS2, you know, they were considered next gen back in the day, but if you really think about it, the 360 and the PlayStation 3, those were really the next hardcore wow consoles that did a lot more than just gaming. So I cannot believe that the Xbox One has the restrictions that it has. The I mean, I could go a lot deeper here, and I'm very tired, but it just seems like the Xbox One is not a gaming console. It's an all-in-one system that happens to play games, and there are so many restrictions on the casual gamer that shouldn't be in place. I'm all for Microsoft wanting to make money. They already do with the current setup, with Xbox credits, with buying games, Xbox Live. Hell, PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 3, the Xbox Live, their version of Xbox, oh, sorry, PlayStation Online or whatever it's called. I'm not a PS3 gamer. I don't know. Is free. And yes, they had many problems, securing data and everything, and your passwords, all that shit, credit card information. But for free, it's basically the equivalent of Xbox Live. Okay, so Xbox makes more money, or Microsoft makes more money on that. But I mean, I'm reading all the details here, and let me pull this up here. Um, let's see. All right, I can't find it. I was gonna quote a couple of things for you, but I mean, the fact that you always have to have an online connection every 24 hours, the fact that you can't trade games in, the fact that you can't let someone borrow your games, the fact that you have to install and use the cloud, the fact that it's like it's not tailored to gamers. It's like saying fuck you. I mean, if you really want to watch a video that talks about this, please go to angryjoe.com or his YouTube channel. I've been following him for a while mainly because of thatguywiththeglasses.com, and his Xbox One rant and his Xbox One Part 2 rant, pretty solid. I mean, he says basically how I feel. I'm just too tired and not with it, if you will, to go into detail. But anyway, yeah, PS4. I mean, if you weigh the pros and cons, regardless of the fact that there will be a Halo 5, I'm sorry if this means I don't get to play Halo 5 right away. I'm going to be getting an Xbox. I'm not going to be getting an Xbox One. Nope. It's it's it, it's just it's too many. Again, the word restriction. The first thing that comes to mind. I mean, you know what? Let's be honest. Have I let someone borrow a game anytime in the past couple of years? No. But the two big things. One, and it's not for me. Do I have a stable internet connection in my part of the world? Yeah, of course I do. I'm in a fucking hotel and I have internet connection. But when you really think about it, troops overseas, people in areas of the world, including the US, including first world countries, maybe they have shitty internet connection. Maybe their connection goes out all the time. So you're saying that, okay, not only can you not play online, but you can't play the single player campaign, period, if you don't get an internet connection within 24 hours. What if I live in the Midwest where there are tornadoes all the time? You think their fucking internet works within a 24 hours of a tornado hitting? I don't fucking think so. Okay? The fact that you can't trade in games. If I spend $60, which in my price range, in my payment wise, I'd have to work 5.5 hours to clear and have some change left over to buy a game. You think I'm gonna be told what to do with that game? It's one thing to say, look, you can't let someone borrow it. Okay, fine, but I can't trade it in and sell it and buy another game from Microsoft. Fine, fuck you. It's restrictions. It's bullshit. Anyway, this is BSG Trekman 88, PlayStation 4. See ya.